Looks like we're there. Let's go ahead and get started. You know, in a world where first impressions are everything, the quality of customer service can mean the difference between a one-time visit and a lifetime patient. Welcome to the first of our six-part series on patient schedule optimization, a topic that is near and dear to my heart. We'll begin our series by discussing why our schedule is so important and why changing shoppers into patients is as equally important. Then be sure to join us again. Be sure to return for the rest of our webinar series as we dive deeper into how to effectively schedule. This is more than one thinks. Then we'll move into technology and confirmations. I'm really excited about this one. Then we'll discuss sliding the schedule, the essence of success. Then we'll look into effective pre-appointing and recall. This can be a little confusing for everyone sometimes. And then we'll wrap up with whose role is it to schedule. So let's get started with understanding why the schedule is so important. It truly is the heartbeat of your practice because without patients, nothing else matters. Okay, one of the first things you do, or I imagine you do, once you get to work, get clocked in and settled down for the day is probably check the schedule. It's like your roadmap for beginning to plan your day. How often do you think each team member in your office looks at the patient schedule during the day? Hmm? If you are like most practices, I bet every one of you looks at it, talks about it, or makes changes to the patient's schedule over 100 times per day. I know, I've seen it many, many times. Clearly, the schedule is a critical part of our business. Why is it so important? Well, just as you are using it to plan your day, so is everyone else on the team. Each of you needs to know who's coming in, why they're coming in, how to contact them if needed, and then when will they be there, and what are they needing? What do you and your team need to know to prepare for that patient's visit that day? Not only that, but you also need to think about how to manage each patient in the midst of all the other activities that are going on during the day, just to do your job well. During this training session, we'll talk a lot about how to specifically schedule patients so that you can do your job well in the most effective and efficient way possible. We want to help put you in a position to succeed by helping you learn how to craft your schedule like a work of art, understanding that each person on your team will be looking at it from their own perspective. Let's move on. We've determined how important a well-crafted patient schedule is to your team's ability to manage patients. But there's another all-encompassing concept that we need to understand. A well-constructed and managed schedule is what makes the business thrive and prosper. If a business thrives and prospers, then you will benefit as a team member as well. So let's look at the financial impact of your patient schedule and how small tweaks and changes can make all the difference between a thriving and a struggling business. Your employer is responsible for making sure that the business is healthy and profitable. I like to say both emotionally and financially. They are responsible for making sure that patients are cared for, that all the bills are paid, including your paycheck, and that they can support themselves at the end of the month with the profits that are left over. So, where's the money coming from to do this? We all know for most practices, you collect money from both the patient and directly from billing the insurance companies. Every practice is a little different, but to be able to pay the bills, a certain number of patients must be seen on a regular basis, and you must be able to be paid a certain amount on average for each patient seen, just to run the business profitably. Then, understanding what your expenses are, knowing how many patients need to be seen, And what your revenue per exam is truly vital. It's vital to your practice. Now, the owning doctor for your practice typically determines what the daily revenue break even is and how this equates to the exact number of complete exams that need to be seen on a daily basis based upon what your average revenue per patient is. So there's no right or wrong number here, but we do need to understand what our daily revenue break even is so that we can pay the bills and what our daily exam goal is to ensure that the business is thriving. We need to know our goals and we need to communicate them to the team. Clearly, it's essential to have enough patients to come in and have them show up every day. Now, think about how your patients found your practice. Where did they come from? Well, if you're a brand new practice, practically all of your patients are new and they came to you through family and friends and your most recent marketing activities. For established practices, most of the patients on the schedule are coming back as established patients. However, even established practices need to have a steady flow of new patients, roughly around 30%. Why? Well, there's the cycle of life. Patients move away, they have changes in insurance benefits, or sometimes they just decide to go someplace else. Hopefully not because they were unhappy with their last visit. For these reasons, we are going to begin by focusing on your new patients. So let's talk about turning shoppers into loyal patients. Your practice probably has a marketing plan in place, just as every business does. Some plans are informal, where others are highly strategic and involved. For most established practices, the primary way of gaining new patients is when the happy established patient refers you to family and friends and coworkers. You may also get referrals from other professionals like primary care physicians, school nurses, or pediatricians. To supplement these sources, referral sources, your business probably has an external marketing plan as well, such as your website, social media, or those all important reviews, online reviews. There are many ways you can let people in your community know about the excellent care your practice provides and that you want their business. The reality is, however, all of these marketing efforts only create interest. They don't actually create a new patient. And these interested people still typically contact your practice for the very first time with a phone call. So let's talk about how to convert those phone shopper calls into a new patient on your schedule. Down into 4 steps. Number 1, know how your competition is doing at converting shopper calls. Number 2, understand what qualities and strategies make a shopper call either good or bad. How does this impact the outcome of that call? Number 3, customize your scripts, yes, for your practice and role play these conversations so that you're comfortable speaking to a real person on the phone. And number 4, track your new patient rate and understand why a 70% conversion rate is considered a success. Determining how your competition handles an inquiring call is extremely insightful. And if you have ever done a mystery shopping exercise at your practice, I'm sure you've encountered some very interesting people. By the way, if you're not sure how to mystery shop, we can help. Just let me know. Regardless, it's easy to recognize a receptionist who is engaged and motivated, who is interested in having you as an actual patient. I imagine their qualities such as friendliness, professionalism, or willingness to provide you information that you notice during a good call. On the other hand, you may experience some negative things, such as feeling like you're interrupting the employee or they give you unclear answers, being put on hold for a long time, or just being rushed off the phone. Here's an example of a rushed phone call. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Yes, I was wondering how much an eye exam is. Will you be using insurance? No. Our exams are 180. Okay, thank you. Click. This happens. Again, I've seen it. We've recorded it many, many times, and it's so painful in so many ways. So, what about a good call? Would you rather that or would you rather this? Ring, ring. Thank you for calling Williams Eye Care. This is Robin. How may I help you? Yes. How much is an eye exam? Thank you so much for calling. Again, my name is Robin. May I get yours? Sally. Thank you again, Sally, for calling. Will you be using insurance today? No, I don't have any. All good. We actually have a Williams Eye Care benefit plan for self-pay patients. Will you be needing glasses or contacts or both? Just glasses. Wonderful. Our new patient exam is 170, and you will be seeing Dr. Williams, who will provide you with a two-part eye exam where he looks at the overall health of your eye, as well as he will provide you with a prescription. Now, your glasses will actually depend upon your prescription, but our lens packages range from $149 to $299. Plus, we have a wonderful selection of frames. Dr. Williams has 2 upcoming appointments if this works for you. I can actually get you in this afternoon at 3 p.m. or at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Do either of these work for you? So, which person do you want to be representing your practice? Here's an important reality. We found that good shopper calls typically take a couple of minutes, which gives you enough time to build some value and really answer their questions. This in turn encourages the caller to go ahead and schedule an appointment when you offer it. It's also important that you and your team discuss what makes your practice special so that you can convey this on the phone call. For example, I said, and we have a really great selection of frames. Bottom line is don't rush. I would also like to say that we don't expect you to convert every shopper. Some are truly just after the least expensive service and materials, and chances are that's not your practice. Your mission is to provide quality service and materials at a good value, but it doesn't necessarily come cheap. Remember, the old adage, you get what you pay for, it applies to eye care too. Plus, we know patients will often choose the higher cost practice if they truly perceive the value you conveyed over the phone and feel that it's worth booking an exam with you. For this reason, we expect that 3 out of 10 shoppers will not schedule because you're not the cheapest in town. That's okay. We're looking for those 7 out of 10 callers who do value what your practice has to offer. So now, let's talk about the steps to success. The best way to ensure that you are saying everything on the phone in the most effective way possible is to start with a written script. I get it. No one loves no one loves scripts. And sometimes they can come across a little robotic, at least when you first start using them. That's why you must memorize and practice your scripts before you're on the phone with a real person. That call is way too valuable to your practice and to your team, to your business. So here is a proven tip to help. First, you will need to locate your practice scripts. If you do not have one, email me at relliott@thewilliamsway.com and I'll be happy to send you example scripts after this webinar. Once you have a copy, keep it by the phone. Next, you'll need to read through it 4 or 5 times just so you're internalizing the phrases. After that, find a partner on your team and spend about 15 minutes role playing together. Have fun with this. Do this as a team. As we discussed, your schedule is also important, and everyone on your team should be able to answer the phone and to schedule confidently. So, how do you determine if you successfully converted your phone shoppers? Like pretty much everything, you can't just go by how it feels. You need to measure it, and you can do this in a very, very simple way. So once you have that script, laminate it and keep a copy by your phone. In fact, it needs to be placed by all phones where incoming calls will be taken. Then you want to get a dry erase marker. You'll be using this to track on your laminated card. Plan on tracking for at least one full week, at least. I think that it's very important to do this quite often to spot check. What you're going to do is you're going to write the date at the top of the card that you'll be using. And again, keep a card by every phone. Tracking is simple. Once that call comes in, you just make a vertical hash mark if you're talking to a shopper call. Next, if that patient decides to schedule an appointment with you, just circle that hash mark. When you're ready, all you'll do is you'll count up your incoming shopper calls, which are those hash marks. Then you'll count up your scheduled calls, which are the ones with the circles around them, and then divide the number of scheduled calls by the number of incoming calls, and voila, you have your conversion success rate. Remember, your schedule capture rate goal is around 70%. You will never convert everyone. Some people are only looking for the cheapest price, and that's not you. Aim for 70% conversion, and you'll be a rock star. In the end, what do inquiring shoppers expect? They want value, knowledge, willingness, reliability, consistency, empathy, and service. In today's competitive market, merely satisfying patients isn't enough. Exceptional customer service is what leaves a lasting impression and builds loyalty. Okay, there you have it, part one of our 6-part series on patient schedule optimization. I'll stick around for a few minutes if we have any questions, and I'll be happy to discuss. Plus, be sure to email me at relliott, that's RELLIOTT, at thewilliamsway.com if you're interested in receiving an example copy of a script. We also have other resources that can help, including our Optometric Success Center, which is our online learning library, which is full of excellent resources and tools for all aspects of running a successful practice. If you would like information on our monthly subscription to the OSC, again, just send me an email at relliott@thewilliamsway.com. And be sure to check out our website. Here you'll be able to see a portfolio of our services besides our consulting for aspiring optometrists wanting to open their business or established practices looking to take the team to the next level and the practice to the next level. We also have our transitions group, which works with doctors that are wanting to partner, or maybe they're wanting to sell their practice. We also have our WG Financial, which provides accounting and payroll and tax services specifically for optometrists. So there we go. Thank you again. I look forward to presenting our next series on how to effectively schedule a call once they've said yes and booked that appointment.